temporarily and will resume motion at any time. Please remain seated for your own safety. Thank you.
The Wicker Man is currently experiencing a delay and we have ceased our ritual. We apologize for any inconvenience, but we are still assessing the interruption. If you have just entered our territory or at the start of your journey along the queue line, we advise you to leave the woods and try other rides and attractions.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. For technical reasons, our adventure has been temporarily interrupted. We hope to be back in operation very soon. Please remain seated. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. We regret that our adventure cannot continue at this time. Please follow instructions from our cast members to leave the attraction. Thank you.
May I have your attention? Please remain seated. This ride has stopped temporarily and will resume motion at any time. Please remain seated for your own safety. Thank you.
The Wicker Man is currently experiencing a delay and we have ceased our ritual.
Slice of apple pie. Wanna see my mind, baby, you just join my ride. Getting ready for the weekend, popping bubbles through the ceiling. Sure, I got dough, but don't need it, cause all I want is your healing. Your healing. I'm the cool kid from the block. I'm the one calling all the shots, shots, shots. Whether you're ready or not, place up, up, up. I'm the cool kid from the block. I'm the one calling all the shots, shots, shots. Whether you're ready or not, hey, I'm about to plant it, drop, drop. We're spinning, spinning on a loop all night. Ride his backseat while he eats my soup for lunch. Feeling dizzy, flying with Lucy in the sky. Think he likes me, but baby, I just do this for fun. Are you ready for the weekend? Popping bubbles through the ceiling. Sure, I got dough, but don't need it, cause all I want is your healing. I'm the cool kid from the block. I'm the one calling all the shots, shots, shots. Whether you're ready or not, hey, I'm about to plant it, drop, drop, drop. Yeah, I'm the best you ever had, but you would ever understand that I don't really need a man.
You can just use them. I don't care.
I'm the cool kid from the block. I'm the one calling all the shots, 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 shots. Whether you're ready or not, I'm about to plant it. I'm the cool kid from the block. I'm the one calling all the shots, shots, shots. Whether you're ready or not, I'm about to pump this place up, up, up. I'm the cool kid from the block. I'm the one calling all the shots, shots, shots. Whether you're ready or not, I'm about to plant it, drop.
Craiga, have you bought all season Fastlane yet? Sorry. I
Way
didn't
to
notice you
drag
there.
him.
You Hi,
dragged him in the very first.
Okay, have you bought it?
Yeah, I bought it.
That's a lie.
I got it for you too.
Oh.
I'm not waiting 2 hours.
Wait, what about me? Oh my god, no, but really, you need to get on that.
You do need to get on that.
I do need to get on that.
And for anyone else who wants to buy it, you need to get on it.
And don't tell them before. You're not gonna be on any videos if you don't get it.
You're not going to be on anything. Just because of the line. Oh my god. Okay, anyways, how was your guys' week? Everything's fine. We're all happy. Everything's good.
Woo!
Loaded question.
Oh my
No,
god.
you're doing good though. Tell it like you're doing your weight loss. What are you at now? 19-pound loss since you started?
I think 2021 now.
So
Yeah.
that's pretty impressive. And you've been doing it for what, 3.5 weeks?
3.5 weeks.
So yeah, that's an accomplishment.
The
You're at-
plateau's coming.
No, you're at like 7 pounds a week though.
Yeah,
That's
something
literally
like
a
that.
pound a day.
Hi, Kristen.
Sir is like a game show host.
Okay, what about you there, Mr. No Fast Lane?
Yeah, what are you up to?
Working. That's it. That's all I've been up to for most of the week. And the 2 days I didn't work, I slept through the entire day. It's a great week.
I wish I could sleep.
Let's just
Great
stay up
week.
till 4 a.m.
You guys might know, see the chat box up there. We're just testing out a Patreon feature. So Patreons in our Discord server will be able to chat live. Although I announced this literally like 15 minutes before the stream, so they might not know yet. But yeah, we're just gonna be testing it out, and then hopefully I can like erase the background somehow. We'll figure it out. Leaking the server, I see. How was your week?
You know what? I did work. I went to a movie. It was a scary movie. I got a little scared. It was pretty good though. I did not call Busch Gardens or King's Dominion once this week.
Oh, that's an improvement.
So that is an improvement because I'm pretty sure the last time we were here, I called King's Dominion and they I think they started getting a little fed up with me.
How do you call a whole theme park?
Yeah, it's fancy. You call them, but then the guy came on the phone. He's like, "Sir." Other than that, yeah, it's just been the normal. No, yesterday was St. Patrick's Day, so
I
I worked
literally
all night.
thought it was next
or
week.
Friday.
I was so confused.
Yeah, yesterday was Friday.
Oh, I was like, I can hear myself somewhere. It's my phone. But yeah, no, it's been a rough week. I think we took a really good step in the right direction yesterday. And this is literally no offense to anyone, but Siri and I are just trying to better ourselves. And we're just going to start blocking other channels. Yeah, we're just going to start blocking other channels, other creators if there's beef. Because there's no need for beef anymore. And if there's going to be beef, then it just needs to be erased.
Because, like, you know, you spend all your energy trying to get across your point of view, and then the other party may not listen, and then they spend all their energy trying to get across their point of view. And instead of doing that, and if at the end of the day you really can't see head to head, just be mature about it. Just block and move on with your life.
Yeah. Mr. Sandwich, we have good news. The trains are on the track, and one of them's on the brake run, which means it must have run a cycle.
That is correct. That. You know what?
And you
So-
were standing there with the drone filming it?
I know. Why doesn't every park have a me?
That's a good point.
Why isn't there some fat loser at every park that flies a drone to do construction updates? Cedar Point has not a fat loser, a cool person doing their drone updates. Hershey Park has a cool person doing their drone updates. Where's the fat losers doing the other drone
Kings Island
updates?
is a band person.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you fly over the park, you're gonna get banned.
But no, that is very good news about I-305 being on the track, and the fact that it's at the back portion of the brake run means that the train had to have gone around at least once.
It made
Oh,
it.
you're talking
So-
about I-305.
Yeah.
Well, of course it made it. It's I-305.
He's trying to kill me.
The question is, are you going to make it?
I'm not going on it.
Yes, you are.
You think I'm gonna sit on a coaster that's goal is to kill me?
Yes. Yes. I know your conversations with me.
Oh my god. Sorry, I'm so sorry, but it's not the back portion of the brake run. What's that mean?
It's on the transfer track, Ryan.
Oh.
There is no transfer track to I-305. It's just a slide track. It's a curve. It's like Millennium Force. It's a curved piece of track, like an S-bend, and it just switches like that. So there is no transfer track.
Oh,
So
so
it's either it's on the brake run, or it's not.
Ryan, he's stuttering. Oh my god.
This is a trigger! Brendan, what kind of a trigger is that?
He's literally hurt. Was this pre-recorded? No, Nikki Arnold, hi. It's not pre-recorded. We're not on our trip. I think that's why.
I'm pre-recorded in the background. Though.
Okay, it is then, Ryan.
Okay.
Perfect. Oh. Whew, my stutter came out. I almost started.
I heard you stuttering. I'm like, you sound like me when I got dumped.
When he gets dumped, he cries. When I-305 stops working, I cry.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, you're a little too happy right now, so let's ruin it. This is real, by the way. This isn't my fake tweet. Take this as you will, Surya. Hearing Falcon's Fury is teetering on its last chance fix. It apparently broke again, and if this fix doesn't work, it'll probably be the nail in the coffin.
There's problems.
Wait,
with Falcon's
yeah, what's
Fury?
wrong with it?
I've been breaking a lot.
It does.
Yeah.
This is a new ride, newish ride, guys. You don't understand, CJ. If you are in here, please. Falcon's Fury is a phenomenal ride. Like, it literally drops you face down, 325 feet in the air, face down, like it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible.
You could do the CN Tower edge walk and then just cut your harness. Same experience.
What's wrong with it?
I don't know.
No, don't, because this is the problem. Like, and I love Intamin. Like, they're my second favorite manufacturer. But you know what? I think instead of cutting ties with it, they need to go up to Intamin and be like, hey, you know what? We're putting our foot down. We need you to fix this properly. Because this is, like, innovative, okay? This ride is awesome. It kicks butt. And you look at all the old other Intamin drop towers. Like, look at the drop tower at Wonderland. That thing never works. And Wonderland's like, oh, we'll put another, $100,000 and it still doesn't work. Oh, everything's okay. You know what? They need to get rid of rides like that and bring in rides like this. We should take Falcon's Fury.
You think Wonderland's going to want a maintenance nightmare?
Well,
They have Guardian.
Look at that. They have a lot. They have a lot. But look at that thing.
Oh, my goodness.
You know what? In all honesty, and I love Skyhawk, but... I've only been on this ride like 4 or 5 times in my life, but it is by far my favorite flat ride. Like, just that, this at Wonderland, a drop tower that drops you face down. Imagine how they would, like, what that would do to the people. Like, people would eat that up.
Yeah.
I think that's too intense for people here.
I do want to stress, though, this is coming from a news channel similar to us, so we get things wrong. So there might be zero truth to this. Sometimes you hear things through the rumor mill, you hear things from ride ops, area soups, construction workers, or blah, blah, blah. Whoever you hear it from, it doesn't always end up being true. So take this with a grain of salt and rumblings.
Hopefully it's not true, because this is a really good attraction.
I mean, read it, quote unquote, it'll probably be the nail in the coffin. He's not very sure.
Yeah, that sounds like my wording when I am sure.
Yeah.
For this, El Toro, what's next?
I know all the old Intamins seem to be,
This
but the new
old,
Intamins.
This isn't old, though. This is pretty new. This was built after Leviathan.
Was it?
Yes. I don't know, like...
Evil Leviathan's old.
No, but you see, this is the problem. This is the problem here, guys, is that everyone, people are torn. It's like, we love Intamin, but they just can't do it right. There's always something missing. Like, they don't engineer it properly. Like, they have a great concept, but when it comes to actually designing and building the ride, they just don't do it. There's always missing something, and they always have to go back and fix something. Like, Shoot the Rapids was a complete failure. Maverick, they had to get rid of the Heartline roll. I-305, they had to spend, $5-6 million retracking almost 500 feet of the ride. Like, how?
Keep ranting. I'm trying to give Patreons their role on
How does
Discord.
that? But, like, how does that? I don't understand. And Falcon's Fury is the prime example of this, because it's a modern ride, guys. Even if it's 10 years old, it's still a modern ride. So how do you screw up that bad? Like, from design to reality, I just don't understand. And I love Intamin. I'm not hating Intamin, but it's just so frustrating. And now imagine being the park. You spend $20 million on a ride, and 5 years later, it just stops working. And Intamin's like, oh, well, I guess you should have gotten a B&M.
Well, I mean, accurate.
And this is another reason why I like B&M so much. At least they're reliable.
Are they, though?
They're more reliable than
I don't know. I don't hear these new gen Intamins doing what the B&Ms have been doing lately. Woo!
You see, the B&Ms are so reliable, the parks sometimes forget. Well, not Wonderland, SeaWorld.
What? What
Or
happened?
Busch Gardens or whatever. They're replacing Apollo's
So
gearbox.
this isn't in today's podcast. I should have put it in. What's going on with gearboxes? Oh my goodness, I wish I could add in something right now. We're going to talk about gearboxes. I was supposed to add in Behemoth. It's in the thumbnail. Behemoth is in the goddamn thumbnail.
I think I have a prediction.
Yeah, okay, so we'll talk about this because we'll add it near the end. But the gearboxes seem to be failing left, right, and center.
Well, specific type of B&M gearboxes seem to be failing left, right, and center. Are we talking about it now, or?
You know what, Matt? Go ahead.
And if you look at what's been failing, and not even failing, just getting replaced, it's like the B&M Hyper and Giga style gearboxes, like the ones with the really long chain drives. And maybe it's just, it's a coincidence, and you know what, the service life is ready for all of them, and they need to be replaced. But, Leviathan's failed. I know Fury 325 got a complete overhaul last year in the winter, which included doing stuff to the gearbox. So it seems like they were ahead of that problem. But, and now Apollo's Chariot out of nowhere just went down. I don't know if that was scheduled or what the situation is there. Maybe someone can let us know. But that seems very out of the blue. I know Behemoth was getting work done, right? On its chain and chain drive assembly.
And the
stuff.
gearbox. The gearbox was removed. You saw the picture, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I don't know. Maybe it's a scheduled thing, but, you have to also think about it. These style of rides that is happening to you, like the B&Ms, Hypers, and Giga models, those trains are very heavy. The chains are very long compared to like a sit down. So that is that much more stress being put on those components. And I know gearboxes aren't exactly interchangeable, but the same materials I'm sure is used to build all of them. So there's just a lot more wear and tear. That's what I think is going on. But it would be nice if B&M could come up with a solution to fix them a little faster, because during the ACE event, we were told that if a park in Florida didn't have a spare gearbox for Leviathan, to manufacture a brand new one from B&M would have taken over a year for Leviathan. Now, obviously, Wonderland wouldn't have waited a year. They would have repaired it in-house, but we were told that could have even taken up to 6 months to do, because these parts are so custom, and there's only a handful of companies in the world that are qualified to machine, that level of precision. So, I don't know. It would be nice maybe if B&M did keep a few gearboxes lying around, and I understand why they don't, because they are like, what, $500,000 each. They are extremely expensive. It's like, when the transmission on your car breaks, are you going to say, oh, it's okay, I have a spare transmission in my garage? No, nobody does. Let's hopefully no one's transmission breaks.
So Ryan's saying that, and I did see the photo, there are boxes of parts around the gearbox on the ground.
Okay.
And it could take multiple weeks.
I mean, I would sad for Apollo's. I swear to God, Alpengeist, you better keep it together.
Oh my God. Yeah, but okay, so I missed it because I was adding everyone into the Patreon role that I could so far. Keep chatting in general chat if you need the Patreon role, by the way. So, did I miss what could be going wrong? Did you say it?
Yeah, I think it's because specifically with the B&M Hyper and Giga models, that's a lot of chain. Like, okay, let's take Banshee, 168 feet tall. Compare that to Leviathan or Behemoth, 230, 300 feet tall. That's almost double the height, right? Mm-hmm. So you have a lot more distance you have to cover. More distance means more chain, which means more weight. The trains on a B&M Hyper and Giga are heavy. The trains on a B&M Hyper / Giga are a lot heavier than other models. So it is there is a lot more force that motor has to overcome and is subjected to. Same with the chain, right? Like, chains need to be replaced because even though it's a solid piece of steel, they stretch, right? Like, those links will eventually stretch over time. The longer a chain is, the more it will stretch. The more it stretches, the more it will form like micro cracks and hairline fractures. And then once that actually cracks, that link needs to be replaced.
Sounds like my skin.
I can tell.
But yeah, it seems to all be. Okay, everything that happens to rides seems to happen all at the same time. What happened to Yukon and Valraven happened at the exact same time, even though they're not the same age. And now all these gearboxes, it's happening at the same time. It's so weird to me.
It is very weird. And the only thing I can think of is like maybe unless they follow the same 10-year maintenance schedule, it has to be a coincidence.
Yeah.
I do have to say though, with like Fury, they did really well preventative maintenance a couple years ago. 2 off seasons ago, but I guess they knew they would need to because they were going year round and they would run it year round.
So, hi, a Patreon asked, are there any Karen reviews today? No. The only reason I haven't done Karen reviews in a bit is I've been going through something really deep.
Yeah, and
So I haven't had any time to sit down because finding the reviews is difficult. Like, I have to find ones that can be funny. I'm not just looking for ones that are like bad reviews on Wonderland. I'm looking for ones that like make the person look dumb. So those are hard to find. So I haven't had time. They will come back. They will come back, I promise.
How many reviews can there possibly be for Canada's Wonderland?
There's a lot.
Are there really?
Oh, yeah. All right, so now we're going to react to a new Intamin, a new gen Intamin. Forgive me if I pronounce this wrong, but Totatis at Park Asterix. Here we go.
Oh, this is
You know what this reminds me? Oh, that's such a Pantheon
I was about to say
element like that raised launch.
Oh, it better be open. It better be open. It better be open.
You know what I do? I love the new track design though to these new Intamins. Like they don't use the double spine, but look at that single spine. It's a lot more sleek. It uses less material, but the strength of it is incredible.
You do look like you're going to murder people.
I miss Intamin's signature look though. Why do I look like I'm gonna murder?
I don't know. You just...
It kind of does actually.
Yeah, you kind of look like you're here to murder us.
And their new trains. Look at the Intamin new trains. They're absolutely gorgeous. Oh, that's such a This is a Pantheon copy.
Oh, I want one at Wonderland so bad. I thought it was about to shoot off the spike. I thought that was the spike. I was like, oh my god, I didn't look at this before. Okay, so what do you guys think?
I think it looks incredible, and you know, it's not like it's big, but it won't take up that much land. So I think a lot of parks.
Looks like it's taking up a lot of land to me.
Well,
Look at it.
compared to a Giga, like compared to
Like yourself.
who are you? But yeah, I don't think it takes up as much space as some of the other coaster models out there. So it's almost like the logical option for a large to mid-sized park that's trying to conserve space.
Yeah, do we not have like a top-down view or like something like that? Or
I
do
can
we not
only
have
use
that yet?
footage provided by the park. Otherwise, you get into copyright issues and all
Oh, I
that.
see,
Yeah,
I see.
it's so hard to find footage on this. I literally had to, I had to go to their TikTok. I think.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It's a screen
Yeah, it
recording
wasn't
now.
on YouTube. It wasn't on anything. I had to go to their TikTok. And then it took a while to find their actual TikTok because everyone else's get more. I don't know if you noticed, but regular users get more views in the park. Always, even Wonderland. So it's like to find the actual park, you have to like.
Yeah.
What do you think of it?
I want one so bad. I want one so bad. And I haven't been on a new Intamin.
You have
Pantheon. No, Pantheon will be my first one. Hopefully.
Like that, yeah, and Pantheon is such a good example, like a brand new. I mean, it's basically the same ride, not the exact same, but same train design, same track design, same swing launch principle. Yeah, I think we need one. The capacity isn't even terrible on these because it's a shorter layout, so they can be zippy with it.
The trains look long too.
I think I'm gonna no. Okay, the next one I'm showing isn't an Intamin, so we'll talk about here. I wanted to talk about Wonderland's next coaster. So there's the rumblings, and these are genuine rumblings. We don't know the type of coaster coming to Wonderland next. We really don't. We just know the possible location, and we know that it's going to be expensive, and it's going to bring people from around the world. Like it's going to have some sort of attention, right? Is that the right way to word it right now?
It's gonna be like a global attraction.
Yeah, it's going to be a global attraction. Now, that whether that's a mock, an Intamin, or a B&M, we don't know. It could be anything, just with a good price tag. Do you think that Wonderland's going to go down this kind of route? Let's say it's an Intamin, okay? We're assuming it's an Intamin right now. We're not. Do you think they're going to go down this kind of route, or do you think they're going to build those goddamn motorbike coasters? Family motorbike long tire launch.
Oh, I hope no, not
You've
one.
never seen the motorbike
What's
coaster?
that motorbike coaster? Oh, like Tron?
No, here I'll show you.
It's sort of like a slower version of Tron.
And this is what I'm afraid of.
That sounds awesome. I don't see any problem
No,
with that.
they are family because they can't do tight maneuvers and they can't go that fast because of the way you're sitting. So they can only max out at like 90 kilometers an hour.
Where is it?
Interesting. Actually, funny enough, I think it was Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. I think they had a model of it in their game.
I would 100%, not 100%.
I'm showing Craig.
You don't want one of these?
No,
Looks
it's
like they're riding
You're
jet
on
skis.
quads. Yeah, no,
That's
you're on.
awesome.
This is called Yukon. Funny enough.
Why can't we have one?
No,
What's
we
wrong
don't.
with that? That looks awesome.
Look
No,
how
but we want
slow it
we want
goes.
inversions and stuff.
That's not happening. It's Wonderland.
No,
So
no.
credit to Coaster Studios. Oh, now it cuts to a guy. I was
Nice.
showing credit. Sorry, I was showing Greg the Yukon quad bike launch coaster.
So I don't think Wonderland would go that route yet for a major attraction. Maybe for like a $10 million filler, but for a major attraction, no. Because like
Is that 10 million though?
I'm sure they can make it 10 million.
Yeah,
if they
but-
wanted a smaller version. But no, like think about this. Like, okay, yeah, that's gonna be cool. But who's that? What's that? Like,
What?
what are they gonna?
What? I was reading the this.
You look like you're about to murder someone.
I'm trying to read the thing over here. I don't know if have you been keeping up with it?
No, I haven't. Thank
That's
you.
what I'm saying. I
Okay.
was reading it to make sure we didn't miss anything.
But no, like, who would they market that to, and what would they market that as? Whereas if you build something like Pantheon speed is 73 miles an hour, so like 121 kilometers. Look, all they need to do is do like 75 miles or 125, and then they can say, look, Wonderland has the world's fastest multi-launch coaster. Maybe make it a little bit longer, a little bit taller.
That's all it takes is 125.
That's all it takes would be 125 kilometers an hour to get that record back. So that would not only, it would give us a launch, it would give us a world record, and it would give us something unique that they could market.
Something to come for.
Yeah.
Keep speaking.
No, but that's logically, in my opinion, that's why I think we're more likely to get something like this versus an Intamin motorbike coaster.
Yeah, Whiskey says like Hagrid's coaster. I could see that. Adam Hacker says we just got a family coaster. That's true, but Wonderland's not using it as a family coaster. Wonderland's using it as a kiddie coaster.
Yeah, what we got is not a
Where
family
does that
coaster.
work?
It's not a well. It's supposed to be a family coaster, but Wonderland is forcing you to have a young kid to
Oh,
ride
you're
it.
saying you can't, like, normally you wouldn't need a kid to ride in.
Correct.
When
yeah.
I think of like family coaster, I think of like a Fire Chaser Express at Dollar.
I'm like you for the like we disagree a lot, but I agree with you on that. I think that that's a kiddie coaster, no matter what the company
Yeah.
says that makes it. I think family coasters like Vortex. I consider Vortex a family coaster.
Yeah. That's gonna... Okay, but you have to remember, we're not comparing it just to Wonderland. Like in the whole like in the industry, right? Like, yeah, Vortex, even Stunt Coaster, that's a family coaster.
Stunt coasters.
That
would
is
be
a family coaster.
for sure.
You know, Fire Chaser Express is a family coaster. Those new Vekoma SLCs, whatever they're called, those are classified
Yeah.
as family rides.
Which ones?
Not the ones that go upside down though, right?
Yeah, they made new kitty they made kitty.
Well, they have the
SLCs, right?
family SLCs, the one that Dollywood got.
Oh, yes.
That's what you're thinking about.
And even look at B&M.
Dollywood.
They built a family wing coaster. It's like 60 feet tall. It has one inversion. It's like 1,200 feet long. Yeah.
So, Zach, my friend who's been warning me that certain rides won't be open has actually told me that Verbolten makes the trip itself. He said that my favorite ride's going to be Verbolten. I know you disagree, but people keep telling me that Verbolten is the best ride at Busch Gardens.
What, the yellow thing with the two loops in there?
No, that's Loch Ness.
Oh.
So Verbolten is an incredible ride.
Oh, I got a bad stomach ache out of nowhere. Keep going.
I think, honestly, Verbolten probably would be the second or third best at our park. It's a great ride, especially if you like theming, which is why you're going to love it, because of the theming, right? It's really detailed. It's really cool. It's a storyline. It's fun. It's interactive. But from a ride aspect, you know, it is good, but in my opinion, at least, it runs more like a family coaster. Nothing wrong with that, because there are some great family coasters like Verbolten, whether or not you classify that, or like Fire Chaser Express, fantastic rides. But in my opinion, I don't quite see it as the same category as like a Pantheon or an Alpengeist, like with those speeds and with those more intense elements. Not saying Verbolten isn't intense or is not fun at all. I'm not saying that. But that's just my take on it.
So we can't really discuss why we know it's going to be somewhat important in 2025, but we can talk with what is making it important. Do you think that would be targeted more at adults, or do you think that'd be targeted more at families? Like, do you really think Cedar Fair is about to give Wonderland its first intense coaster? He's going to fight me on this.
No, I do.
Oh, okay.
I do.
Okay.
100% I do. I'm not, I love Leviathan, like, more than most people, maybe more than I should.
Is that intense?
Not that. Well, yeah, no, exactly. I will also be the first one to acknowledge that it's not necessarily intense. Like, when I think of intense, as much as I hated Steel Vengeance, Maverick,
Skyrush.
Pantheon, Skyrush, El Toro, I-305, that, like, just full out, pedal to the metal, like, you're graying out, you're getting whipped around, you might come off with a headache, but not because it's rough, just because of the forces. Wonderland doesn't have anything like that, and that ride would really cater to the adults and teenagers and just like more, thrill seekers. And I know, Wonderland might be a family park, but we are missing that, right? We are missing that one attraction that, maybe if you're 12 years old, you don't want to ride it. Or maybe if, you ride Leviathan 3-4 times, that's fine. But you know what? I don't think I can handle that. We are missing that one attraction. And I really think like a little bit more beefed up version of Pantheon would satisfy that.
I think to them,
Velocicoaster, like a more like, Maverick, something like
But
that.
I don't know if they'd go with a Pantheon. They were eyeing a high capacity Intamin.
Yeah, so then like a Velocicoaster style then, right? Like
Yeah.
a new Intamin Blitz.
I don't think, by the way, that's not me saying they're going to go with 14 trains or even 10 or 8. I think they'll go with 4.
Or 6 like Maverick. If they do the dual.
Yeah, I could see that.
that'd be cool.
It would be cool. And especially Intamin seems to, these new Intamins, and I've seen the operations on Velocicoaster, not personally, but in videos, they seem to really, I think they're better than B&Ms now with capacity. I would go as far to say that they seem to be figuring out. They have dulled their Intamins down. I will say, I haven't ridden them, but from videos, they're not like their old Intamins where they're like...
Yeah, you're not getting that either.
Yeah, they're like, they're like B&Ms. It seems like Intamin's kind of been like, okay, let's dull it down a little bit, let's simplify the technology, but let's also expand the technology. So these moving stations, these moving exit platforms.
Which you get into like almost a rolling block, right?
Yeah.
Where you have a block zone, but when you come up to a secondary launch... Unlike before, you don't need to come to a full stop. You can keep kind of coasting through to keep everything continuously moving. And that only comes with new innovative technology that Intamin is really excelling at.
Yeah, I really hope that this was Cedar Fair checking out Velocicoaster for Wonderland. And when we talked about it further, it is probably one of the only parks that they would be shopping around for a $30 million, $35 million Intamin.
And just to point something else out, like... Obviously, I 100% agree with Brendan. I think Intamin is toning it down in some aspects, like in really sharp turns in G-Force. But just because they have toned their designs down over the years doesn't make them not intense. Like, I would say even, like Pantheon is more intense than most B&Ms, in my opinion, right? Like, they still are an extremely intense ride when you compare it to a lot of the competition.
Yeah. What do you hope?
I was going back on before when you guys were talking about Wonderland needs an intense ride. I feel like to Wonderland, I think that's what Leviathan was supposed to be. And that's it. Like Behemoth is the ride that, you can ride it a couple times, and then you look at Leviathan, it's like, maybe that one's still too much for me. And I think that was supposed to be our be-all, end-all ride.
So, okay, you don't know much about the industry, so I'm not going to harp on you.
Not anymore.
No. So I'm not going to harp on you, but I'll explain. So Wonderland's launch record was just stolen from it this season coming.
What does that mean?
So a park out
Wait, what do you
in
mean?
Edmonton.
They stole what record?
The launch speed record, fastest launch in Canada.
We had fastest launch in Canada.
Yeah, on
64 kilometers
On
an hour.
Oh, spare me. Spare me. Okay.
So, but Wonderland and Cedar Fair, they are protective of their records for certain things, and they're not going to sit here and allow a park in Vancouver to
You're getting
Especially
shit.
since...
Yeah.
It's Vancouver, not Edmonton.
Okay.
That's
Calm
it.
down.
That's it. Done.
So yeah, and especially like since the record was only taken to us, I think this ride goes like 75 kilometers an hour.
So
I'm
that's
not
why
sure.
you think they're going towards that one.
Well, I mean, it would be an easy record to claim back. Like they could probably just juice up Stunt Coaster and claim it back.
You had the only launch in Canada.
Yeah, like literally. That's what I'm saying.
Oh my goodness.
And now we have the most launch coasters in Canada.
But you know what? Cedar Fair will come back for it, and I think this is the perfect solution. And I really hope that it's this and not a wing coaster.
Yeah, a whole launch. And not only that, like, okay, in all seriousness, yeah, we do have a launch roller coaster at Wonderland, Stunt Coaster, but that's not like a proper
That's
launch.
not
Like
a
when you
launch
think of a
roller coaster,
launch,
no.
you don't think of Stunt Coaster. You know, you think of a Maverick,
Yeah.
a Velocicoaster, Pantheon, you know, whatever. You don't think of Stunt Coaster. So Wonderland is missing that one, you know, really good launch that launches you, you know,
Yeah.
like 120 in 3 seconds.
And think about the marketing on a coaster that can go forward, backwards, and multiple launches.
That's fair.
yeah.
That's very, very
multiple
fair.
launches, like, and the spike, like everyone would be like, "Oh, I want to go on that. I want to
Yeah,
go on
that's
that."
what keeps ride has
The Vaughn
4
teenagers
launches.
would be causing a scene, writing like graffiti on the
Oh,
walls,
yeah,
like
That's what keeps the back going to this day.
They would probably
Goes forwards and backwards.
theme it to graffiti.
yeah. So I really do. Again, I want to stress, we actually don't know what's coming. We just know the year for sure. Like we would be like,
I mean, nothing is 100%,
Yeah.
but like we pretty much bet our lives on. it
yeah,
at this point.
yeah, pretty close to betting our lives. and if not, this one's ready to kill us. So okay.
Make it.
But I think that with the timing of them visiting Universal, so like I could picture it like they had asked one to be designed, and then Intamin was like, okay, come check out Velocicoaster.
Yeah, see
like
what
come
you
check it
want.
out. You can see it in action, and that's exactly what happened. And Cedar Fair is like, oh yeah, oh my god, no one clipped that. So fingers crossed, guys. There's a really good potential we could see our first Intamin. To rank the possibility of coasters, I would say Mach Extreme Spinner is most likely. Then I would say an Intamin launch coaster is second most likely. And then I would say a B&M wing coaster is third most likely. And then I would say a GCI is fourth most likely.
I hope not a spinning coaster.
If it's 2024, guys, which it's not, shouldn't be, then it would be a GCI. Yeah.
What?
But if it was a GCI, just to point out, that one cost $30 million.
No. But Wonderland is in. We're going to talk about the expansion. Because there's a whole. It's a repeating topic, but it's a good topic. And then a Giga Dive. It's coming, guys. Column 7. It still isn't here yet. Snoopy's Racing Railway. Yay! You don't know anything about this, do you?
What did you draw here? What is this?
So green is the track that's currently installed as
Wait,
of
really?
Friday. Yellow is all the support, so we're missing very few, like next to nothing.
They installed that many supports.
The
before.
station's going up. I should have put in a fresh picture of the construction, but you can go watch my construction update.
There you go.
There you go.
Or you could be a Patreon, and there's photos. So I started actually putting HD photos of the areas just right on Patreon. That way, if they don't want to watch the video, then they have the HD photos of everything that's important. So yeah, subscribe there. They get them a whole day before, usually. Unless it's an emergency news, then I'll post the pictures, and then an hour or two later, I'll upload the video. But yeah, it's caught up. But we're a month away. And they have to do testing. They have to build the timber kits buildings.
They have to do electrical, pneumatics.
I think electrical is done. Because when
but they have to like still wire. The launch and everything.
But yeah, this one I'm worried about. This is why I think Wonderland is an announced media day. We know when it's supposed to happen, but I don't think that's happening.
Are we gonna get? I think I asked you this before. Are we gonna get that level of that detail of theming, like this tower? And
I don't know if we're gonna get all that
This is
theming.
Wonderland.
Yeah, no.
because there's
Oh,
even
what the
like,
hell?
there's even like rock work, like there. Are we gonna?
Yeah,
get that?
the waterfall. No, I don't. I mean, there's a chance. It's a plug and play.
It's Wonderland. We're not gonna.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna open mid-May.
Wait, after the park opens?
I think so. I think mid-May.
Tundra Twister will be open.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
That
Have they even started that yet?
Yeah, actually, I have an up-to-date photo for everyone.
Jeez.
Clockworks.
What's this?
It's new paint. It's the same paint. Actually, it looks a little different. Does it not? I can't remember its
Is
paint.
this at Wonderland?
Was it just so worn that it was black, but it was actually blue?
No.
Well, these are like the armatures that are normally
Yeah,
up,
Oh,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
they're always blue.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
felt
Well.
like it was dark. I don't know.
It was rusting
so
away.
Faded,
I'm
that's what
pretty
it
sure
was.
it was just full of oil and grease and
I
know,
just
Okay.
people.
want to point out though how Behemoth is.
I just want to point out that I'm allowed to brag that I was right. Got its paint job. It looks great. And yeah, so this ride received refurbishment on its actual parts, and then it got a sand down and a paint. And that I heard
That's a
through,
lot of work.
through a shipping container. And flatly, yeah. Okay, so this is a cool photo for guys. I didn't know if it was boring or not. I was like, I'm just trying to throw in everything for you guys. I've been having a lot of trouble with this month's newsletter. There's a reason it's not out yet. I'm like, I need information. I need fresh information off the press for this month's newsletter. So I'm trying to think of what I can do for the Patreons this month if I don't get any fresh news. But yeah, I thought you guys would like to see it. It's going back up. What rides do you think need a paint job at Wonderland that haven't got one yet?
Behemoth. You know what? Behemoth is the obvious one. I am gonna say this though. You know what? Because I was looking at them side by side the other day when Leviathan first opened versus now. I'm gonna say Leviathan.
It's definitely up there.
Leviathan, I think, honestly needs paint pretty soon.
It's crazy that Vortex is back up there on that list, according to the park.
They painted that though in like
Recently.
2017.
Yeah.
I
They
believe.
did?
Yeah.
Yeah, when they did the trains.
Oh, yeah, because they did the trains.
I would say Leviathan is also getting up there. I can tell you though, if Behemoth hasn't been painted yet, Leviathan's probably going to be 20 years old before it gets paint.
No, Leviathan's the star attraction and at the front gate. You'd be surprised how quickly they repaint that.
I mean, those bolts are
there's a small chance it could get it before
some of
Behemoth.
the footing bolts are still rusted from day
How is
one
the
that they
back
never
gotten
painted.
more paint jobs?
I know, the back gets
Like-
repainted every other season.
what?
How is the back
Rant!
getting
I
more
literally,
paint jobs?
I think the bat's been painted like 5 or 6
Like,
times
literally.
since it was built. Like, no, don't even get me started on that. You know what? Because Intimidator got paint at the start of last season,
Do you have
okay?
anyone you need to text?
And
Look at him go.
that was only that was only 12 years old. Got a fresh new coat of paint. You know what? It didn't even look that bad. Diamondback is getting repainted this year, and it was built 1 year after Behemoth. And here's Behemoth, no paint, and it's the oldest out of the 3, and it's getting painted last.
All right, breathe.
Okay, sorry.
And then continue. Okay, now continue.
No, sorry.
I just want to remind you that there's a chance that I-305 might not open on our trip.
You son of a- I saw. That's another ride that needs paint.
What about flat rides that need paint?
Nobody cares about that.
Well, Swings of the Century's getting a huge refurbishment as well. The Winterfest rides, they're babying those Winterfest rides for obvious reasons, probably.
Yeah, because they're ready to croak after having to stay in the winter all the time. Those poor things.
Oh man.
What's a ride that looks pretty good?
Canada's Wonderland's not being
Slut
neglected
Hemp.
by Cedar Fair, guys. Okay, that's not what we're trying to say. We're mocking a few of the mistakes.
They're not even mistakes. They're
Yeah,
just like,
I can tell you from a business standpoint, like they're given a budget and they have to stay within it. And basically, what that is, there's a guy that works at Wonderland in construction and planning, and he has to pick what fits into this budget. Now, let's say he sits down, and we know this. He had a plan, right? Vortex was supposed to have a refurbishment this off season. He wanted a paint job and a slight retheme. But what it looks like is Behemoth needed some emergency work. I don't know what to that extent is true. I also know Leviathan needed more emergency welding. So when you have that, you have to remove things out of your budget to fit those emergency things in. Every business does that. You can hate on Wonderland, you can hate on Cedar Fair all you want for having to do it. This is business. Businesses are in business to make a large amount of profit, especially publicly traded companies. And at the end of the day, yes, it would be nice if they did X, Y, Z, T, E, whatever is the gay spectrum now. I can say that, no one else can.
wasn't gonna say anything.
But, yeah.
They get canceled.
Well, it even comes down to like you have to kind of prioritize, right? Like what's more important, a new chain drive, and a new gearbox, or a brand new coat of paint? Well, obviously the chain and chain drive is more important because without that you don't have a ride.
Yeah, you end up with like a ride closing for 6 days.
Yeah, 6 days. That's correct. 6 days. But you know what? She was back up and running like brand new.
Is she? Are you assuming her gender now?
I am.
Oh, okay.
Not allowed to do that.
After riding her that much, I think I can call her whatever I want.
Whoa! Woo! We derailed. We officially derailed.
It's been a while.
Ooh. Sorry, chill out.
I know. I was getting. I was. Just getting
Is there
a little
anything else that
excited.
you think could use a paint job?
No, but just like in terms of aesthetics and kind of that kind of maintenance, I think. And again, I'm not faulting Wonderland for this because there's probably over 10 million pieces of interlock.
Yes.
But I noticed during Winterfest, especially when they have to constantly plow those roads,
Yeah.
the paths, the
They're
blades,
all getting destroyed.
Yeah.
All the interlock stones are getting ruined.
So it would be cool if they could. And again, I understand it's expensive and it's labor intensive, and it's really one of those fine nitpicky things.
And who's gonna walk around with their head down watching?
Adam Hacker. Drop tower needs paint.
Drop tower needs to be removed.
That's fair. Drop tower is very faded.
Yeah. Guys, can you hear Craig, by the way? I don't know if you're too far.
Look how high up the mic goes when I talk.
Oh, that's true.
It's gotta be loud enough.
Yeah, I fixed the mic. Guys,
Yeah.
is the mic good today? I fixed it, I think. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, parking lot. I agree. The parking lot needs paint too.
They started it and then stopped.
But they were using cheap paint because it
Yeah.
all faded at the end of the season anyway.
Wait, it did?
Yeah, it already faded.
Craig, if you came, you would have known.
I went to Winterfest more than I went to the regular season.
Yeah, we saw him a lot, remember?
I'm so confused.
It's okay, Craig. It's okay.
Tundra Twister. All right. So as you can see here, I zoomed this in so close, guys. Tundra Twister has its footings done. You can see the connectings where the supports would connect to, and the raising and lowering platform. Yeah, it's that close to you. The column. Oh.
Nice.
The column is gonna tug Yukon's column here. One
Wait,
of the
where?
ride columns. See it right there?
Yeah, but where is that?
This is right behind the Coca-Cola Refresh Center,
Oh, that patch of grass.
where
yeah,
the Yukon takes your photo.
Yeah.
But yeah, and you can see the gravel. So this is gravel, by the way. It looks like cement from afar, but I know that's gravel, right? From an engineer.
to pour
And
the
then they'll
pad.
pour the cement on top of that, the pad. So they're getting close. You can see that one side's an exit and one side's an entrance. That's my guess. And they don't need cement here, guys, actually, because it's just... Oh, no, they would put
They
cement?
would put concrete.
Okay, yeah.
100%.
Why haven't they started that? And it's not even level land.
Well, they still have to profile that, right? Depending on how the platform's going to dip, they might want to like contour it.
Yeah, you can see where the electrical goes. See that?
Oh, so that's not even in yet.
It goes
Oh, no,
through
no,
the
no.
camera.
That looks like it's... Oh, maybe they have to move the camera. Or maybe they were fixing the camera.
What side do you think the queue line is? It's definitely on the left, closer to Timberwolf, because there isn't any room for a queue line on the right.
There's no room.
Oh,
And
yeah, 'cause
if
they
you remember
didn't-
the animation, there's rocks for people to sit, so that's definitely the exit.
Well, in the animation, too, it showed no building there. But the park confirmed that they were not removing
Yeah.
those structures.
They're going to need a Coca-Cola. This is going to be the most popular flat ride at Wonderland, for sure.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Like, no one's...
How tall is this supposed to be?
150 feet in the air. It's
That's
going to be
like-
it's going to be the tallest flat ride outside of Windseeker and Drop Tower, right?
Yeah.
So that's like Wonder Woman tall.
Yeah. And all that. Oh my god, it's actually gonna be like sickening.
It's going to be cool. You're going to be able to look down on Yukon 0G roll.
Yeah. But does it go upside down?
I agree,
Yeah,
Mr.
Don't
Sandwich.
Like all the way.
It's gonna be usually a new flat ride is on Fastlane Plus.
I've been cruising like Wonderland's website every night now, looking at the fast lane, and currently it is not listed as a fast lane attraction.
Really?
Yeah.
There's no way they will make it.
So
Yeah,
that's what
they're-
I think,
yeah.
because
They're always
every
late to update,
literally
like, the
every
online
ride.
things.
If Soaring Timbers has it, of course this is gonna have it. But
Is it on the map?
Can
yet?
confirm it
Yeah.
is. Yes, Wonderland has hired the ride team, so I'm just gonna believe December's probably on the
okay.
ride team.
Thank you, December.
Because the team is already like hired and
being made
everything.
and all that already,
They
yeah.
they picked a really good team. I heard. Also, Yukon has a really good team. I'm so excited for Yukon's team.
Does.
Why does Yukon's track look dirty?
As it should.
Okay. Anyway, sorry, I'm just offended. Once the queue line is built, they will post the fast lane. Yeah. Fast lane plus for Tundra Twist. Yeah, what is the site? Not now. Not now, Linda. The ride, honestly, like, I like when I see stuff like this. Like, this is cool to me.
You know what?
Is that the op booth? No, there's no way that's the op booth.
There's no threaded rod in there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Is there?
Yeah, you can kind of count it out. Yeah, no, this is really unique, and you know, kudos to Peter for doing this, because you know, this is all his. This is 100% Peter. Like, you know, I'm the first one that complains Wonderland has too many flat rides, but you know what? When we get rides like this that nowhere else in the world has, that also kind of makes Wonderland is like, hey, you know what? I want to go there because, yeah, I can ride Leviathan at Kings Island. I can ride it at Carowinds. But you know what? I can't ride Tundra Twister anywhere else in North America. And remember, no, it's a true thing, because remember, we met an American this summer who said he comes up to Wonderland just to ride flat rides.
Actually, yeah, there are flat ride enthusiasts. We learned that too.
Well, he said he can't find another better collection of flat rides anywhere in North America than Wonderland has.
December. I know everything.
That probably sounded terrible.
It's okay. But yes, I'm excited. Everyone's gonna be going to Love. I'm going here first. No, I'm going to Leviathan first. Shut. You agreed to come here first with me.
I will.
Leviathan has existed since the age of time. It is now a grandma.
I just want to point out, though, that my first ride at Wonderland every single year for the last 10 years has always been Leviathan.
Yeah, and thank you.
That's gonna change.
I'll see you there, Brendan. Awesome. What flat rides do you think Wonderland is going to add next? Because they're going to continue flat rides no matter how you look at it. So Scream and Swing is personally the most likely to me. I'm also afraid we're going to get in 2024, not the same theme, but we're going to get the Aeronautica, the ride, some Aeronautica. That's what I thought was coming this year.
100% I think.
We knew it was in this plot of land, but if you remember my prediction, I assumed it was going to be Zamperla. I didn't think Wonderland was going to pull this like... This, by the way, this was designed not by Mondial, or who made this? Mondial, right?
Mondial, yeah.
Yeah, this is not designed by Mondial. They didn't steal, because I'm assuming they're paying the kid or whoever. This is a person on YouTube had created this ride.
That's pretty cool.
Wait, that's how that worked?
Yeah, we learned that's why Wonderland couldn't have an animation for the ride, is because Mondial doesn't own the rights to the video. But I don't get why Wonderland couldn't just create one. I think that's probably part of the copyright.
That seems kind of fishy. They're allowed to actually own the ride, but they can't own a video.
That almost makes it seem like it was stolen.
Yeah, that like what?
Because actually, would they have any rules against that if he didn't copyright the ride? Because, you know, the average person isn't going to like...
It's December.
Who?
December.
Who is it?
Jordan.
Oh! December, I can find out where you are if you want.
Oh, yeah.
But where are we? Now I'm derailed.
We're talking about copyright infringement.
One of our favorite people just messaged. So yeah. So
Jordan, you are December. You are my favorite.
Different licensing. The video is a specific individual creation that is itself copyrighted, but the part could have just made their own from their own Canadian files. Yeah, exactly. CAD files.
I think it's absolutely not ridiculous, but it's very weird how they haven't released an animation yet. Like if they're owning the ride, if they paid for the ride, they should 100% be entitled to have a video of their product.
Yeah.
To me, that's just mind-boggling.
Wait. No one banned... Wait, mods in here. No one muted or banned December, right? We know who they are. I hope no one muted or banned him.
Wait, what?
No. I think he's...
No, because I saw his hearts and then they all vanished. It's Penny Pincher. Physical parts of a ride, the physical parts, modules, yes, that could have a patent. Yeah. But would a person, like some random person on YouTube who just created, would they have a patent? Was this stolen? That's something I want to find out. Was this a stolen
concept?
Steal
a ride. There's no way.
You'd be surprised.
Well,
I don't
they're
know.
gonna
I don't
just
know.
pick
If
it
it
up
was a
and take
kid
it
who
away.
made it, I don't think a 14, 15-year-old kid would go to
Okay.
the patent office.
So Jake from Patreon asks, oh, let me raise this a little bit. You can't see his comment. How long do you think it will take the park to build Tundra once it goes vertical? Very quickly, probably like 2-3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, the
Not
pieces are
including
huge.
what's left here, guys. We're
Well,
not
yeah,
saying
yeah,
2 to
yeah.
3 days from now it's gonna be done. Once they start lifting that stuff, it's gonna be 1 to 2 days probably.
The thing is, when you build something this size, you need multiple cranes, right? And
Mm-hmm.
the more cranes you have, the more money it's going to cost, and you don't want to have all those cranes on site for too long. So they need cranes to hold everything together while you actually assemble the structure.
Yeah. But yeah. So I asked what flat rides do you guys think are coming next. I said
Aeronautica.
Aeronautica or Scream and Swing.
I think Aeronautica too. I think that's...
The only flat ride I even know off the top of my head is a Scream and Swing.
Yeah.
I think Aeronautica is actually... I think
We have
Aeronautica-
everything else anyway.
Justice Man, you took the words out of my mouth. That's what I... Did he get muted? It was probably the auto
No.
mod from spamming.
No, he was telling me where he is.
Oh. But yeah. Oh,
Hackster says check.
December, you're at your Winterfest ride, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's I did know where he was.
Well, he said yeah.
Yeah, I know where he is, yeah. Would better fit at Marineland. I mean, a Scream and Swing is my favorite ride. Yes, Blackout Coasters. Okay. Expansion Land. Okay, so I've adjusted a few things based off of some recent personal opinions. There is an aging attraction at Wonderland that is kind of reaching the end of its service life unless there is a huge refurbishment done to it. And that is Timberwolf Falls.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be so sad to see that go, though, because I love the bridge.
Also, people can hear your vibration.
Sorry.
I also wanted to talk about Whitewater Canyon because those rides are closing slowly, especially Cedar Fair closed Carowinds. So there are signs that Cedar Fair is slowly removing them and other parks are slowly removing them. And I think with Vaughn Teenagers at Wonderland, I can't see how Wonderland wouldn't view Whitewater Canyon as a safety concern. People stand up all the time, and that is a serious safety concern.
Is it really that bad to stand up in that ride?
Oh, yeah.
That it is 100% a safety concern. You can't deny that. But I do personally don't think they would remove Whitewater Canyon because it is such a popular attraction. Now, to address the safety concern, I could see them having a zero tolerance policy where if you do stand up or break the rules, you get escorted out of the park and
They
you
should
get
just,
banned.
yeah, they should just be way more.
They should do what
serious
other
with
parks
that,
do.
and that's it. Nobody's gonna want to do anything stupid if they know there's actual repercussions for it.
Guys, I'm not saying they're going to close Whitewater Canyon. This is an opinion piece. There are zero.
This is
There are zero rumblings to Whitewater Canyon leaving, other than Cedar Fair closing Carowinds and other parks removing theirs. There's been zero talk about Wonderland removing theirs. Ooh, I see everyone like, why are they removing it? I'm like, no, this is an opinion piece. Apart from Mondale, yeah, they work with others. Cedar Fair works with Zamperla a lot now, so.
We do have a
Baby,
lot of
I'm ready to go.
What?
We do have a lot of Mondale.
Yeah, we do,
rides.
and we also
Us?
have.
Haas, yeah, but they're not in business anymore, no?
No, they
Yeah,
are. They are.
yeah.
Because Wonderland had an argument with them during COVID.
Oh, I thought they went out of
Off the record. Or speculation and rumors. Take it with a grain of salt.
Yes, rumblings.
Rumblings.
Justice Man, I'm surprised Wonderland doesn't have an air race yet.
That's what I thought was coming, remember? I was like, they're going to put an air race right there in that plot of land. It makes so much
They could
sense.
team it to like Auto Skyhawk.
Oh, that's the Skyhawk that flips for you.
That's
right?
what I'm afraid those distance markers are for. To
Is it
fit
an air race?
like a little Aeronautica theme to Frontier Canada in that section of the park.
What about where Action Theater's queue line used to be? That area, could they do something there?
Oh
Maybe?
yeah. And that's where some of the
That's so
distance
much
markings
space.
were.
They should turn that into like a beer garden.
Yes, I agree.
Only section.
You did cover Timberwolf last stream. I asked if it was getting removed, and you said no.
So yeah, he said
No,
he meant currently it's not getting
Yeah.
removed. Like there's no.
No, but
plans,
we did talk in the last one about it being like leaking
Aging,
water and
yeah.
aging. Yeah, it's a you can't have an attraction sitting there pouring water onto its footings.
No.
You're creating a safety issue. So it either needs money invested into it, or they're gonna bulldoze it and rebuild a more modern. It will be a water attraction. Like that area of the park is so busy in summer. So if they remove Whitewater or Timberwolf, it's going to be replaced by a water attraction. If Whitewater Canyon gets removed, it's going to be built with a more modern, safer, like Whitewater Canyon.
And you know what the beauty, especially with Timberwolf, is if they remove it, like there would be no hangover time. Like, you know, they could run it the regular season, close it in September, and then by the time it opens up mid-May next year, there would be a whole brand new attraction.
Yeah, you wouldn't even be able to tell anything happened.
Yeah.
So Jake brings up a good point. So Jake asks, new boats on Whitewater Canyon with the lap bars. Is that legal?
Yeah, what if it
I don't
flips over?
think it is.
Do water attractions have lap
No,
bars?
they're not. Or they
don't
do,
think you
but
can do
they
that.
do. But you can get out of them. Like, there's a lot of give because you're not allowed to restrain someone.
Yeah,
the
in case
potential
there's
if you
a
drown.
yeah.
Yeah, but they restrain you pretty good on the other one.
On Timberwolf?
Yeah.
No, you can crawl out of that 100%.
I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. We can.
If that boat flips, you think we can get our fat legs out of that restraint in time
Not
to?
us, but normal people.
What is this? The Titanic? We're lower class
Or-
citizens
or-
for being overweight.
Do you remember that one ride? Did we ride it? It didn't. Do you remember that? so I'm just saying.
Oh my god! Over the shoulder restraint.
Perfect.
With a seatbelt, and like they have to come with the key to unlock the seatbelt.
You're upside down. There's like a scuba diver. Like you're dead.
There's just like 3 bubbles, and it's like wait to the bubbles to stop.
So that's why there's no crazy intense water rides.
I mean, Intamin's raft rides are pretty
And
intense
those
now.
mock extremes, the mock.
Have you not seen
splashes.
the elevator ones?
But how do they do it without seatbelts then? Or without proper seatbelts?
Well, that's like a different design though. That's like, you know, the ride vehicle isn't completely surrounded by water. You're
Oh,
not
I see.
completely...
I see.
Because like Whitewater Canyon's rafts, especially by the reservoir where it's deeper, there is a chance like if something were to happen, let's say the raft were to deflate and you kind of flipped, like that water is probably deep enough where you might not even be able to stand in some
Yeah.
areas.
If Timberwolf were to get removed, let's discuss this. What could you see replacing it? In my opinion, they'll go down Zuma Flume route or a mock Power Splash. Those are the only 2 options I can see them picking.
Zuma Flume route?
Go down a traditional log flume route, because the park did say they've always wanted one back.
And just because of that, specifically the person who said it, I would say Zumba Flume.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They could do
100%.
like homage to it. Homage to Zuma Flume.
And Wonderland had a good, powerful one that did a lot of crowds, didn't they? They had a moving station.
It did, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was dual.
Yeah.
Zuma Flume?
Yeah, it was huge. It was one of the bigger ones in the Paramount
Flight
parks.
deck.
Yeah, no, I don't even think I was alive when that thing was around.
He was a little.
There you go.
Wait, so was I!
I was in a stroller.
They made them that big?
Oh. I get bullied.
That's tough.
But no, I would see a Zumba Flume 100% coming back.
Could you see him going a little more modern and building that new launched log flume?
Oh, that's our launch. We don't need a launch coaster anymore.
Shut up, you!
Say it.
What are you doing down there, Craig?
Looking at my phone.
Oh, yeah?
You know what though? Okay, here's the thing, and I'm sure if you guys have seen on the news, like they're saying this summer is supposed to be record-breaking hot, right? And for the last 5-6 years, every summer has been a record-breaking summer. Like, this is a new upward trend, and not to get political, not to get into it, but, you know, climate change is dictating that our summers statistically are getting hotter and hotter.
Jeez, and longer.
Right, and longer, which means, you know, water attractions in the next 10 years might start making more sense.
Adam Hacker has me panicking.
Why?
Classic log flume in Frontier Canada is an easy buy. We didn't really discuss that as a potential.
yeah.
That's a pretty fair point, actually.
No,
We
that
didn't
wouldn't be a
discuss
30
that.
million.
Very
that
fair
probably
point.
It could be. It could
we
be.
need,
Jeez,
we need
what's
a
up,
roller
four
coaster
size?
before that.
Oh my goodness. Don't.
We wouldn't be the park for 3 water attractions.
Well, yeah,
Yes, we would.
Tees.
The lines are always full and some are overflowing. I could see them adding another one. But I would see them, okay, before that, I do agree with you to some extent. I'll explain what you guys are looking at on the map. I apologize, I did not explain this. So in brown, Syria can back me up here, are all the distance markings that we found last season. The ones over in Whitewater Canyon's line were found in 2021. But all the other brown areas are distance markings that we found this last off season. So we know that there is some sort of plan for this area. We also know that there's a big amount of money, most likely for 2025. And the 2025 is probably the finale of Frontier Canada, in my opinion. I have no backing for that. That's just my opinion. I know that they're going to be building something in 2025 that's going to bring some international crowds. But I think that Frontier Canada, this is its last 2 seasons. They're going to build something in 2024, and they're going to finish it off in 2025, and then they're going to go to World Expo.
Yeah.
So I think that all these distance markings are pointing towards a really big expansion. I think you're going to see the Aeronautica rides come, or Scream and Swing, hopefully. One of the two, or maybe all of them.
I would prefer Scream and Swing.
I mean, Wonderland does usually have a good budget for stuff like that. They're off seasons.
Or maybe actually even like a little family coaster would be kind of cool too. Like not a kids coaster, but like a $5-6 million
coaster, yeah.
You know what?
Family coaster.
You know what? You know why we're gonna get the Zamperla expansion? They're Winterfest approved.
Yay! More flat rides that do the same thing. No, you know what?
A Scream and Swing isn't, is it? The compressed air.
No, you can't run
Yeah.
that during a Winterfest. That would explode. The tanks would explode.
We know.
Every time I go to the washroom.
Oh, we are 100% getting Aeronautica,
I
but
don't
Frontier
think-
Canada
I don't
themed.
think people want flat rides. I think for Winterfest, people actually want like a roller coaster.
Mm-hmm. And that's why an Intamin will come. But what I'm saying for 2024.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes, I know you hate flat rides. It's okay. You don't like spinning. You don't like sitting. He likes his flying canoes. When the boat's
They don't
like.
work. They're not strong enough.
But I think Wonderland's really predictable. I think it's very predictable at this point. And I circled the red area is the total expansion area. So a lot of people are like, Wonderland's landlocked. They have no room for expansion. Well, you have this giant red area, including the yellow technically, and then you have Kingswood's area. Wonderland and half of Dinosaurs Alive for the kids area.
And guys, don't forget, like, especially, and I hate to keep saying B&M, but, like, just using it as an example, you know, you can build that 20-25 feet off the ground, you know, going over paths and stuff. So that, you know, when people say, oh, there's no more room to build, well, these manufacturers, they can design the park whatever they want and put it wherever they want. Mm-hmm. You know, if the park has the money and are willing to pay, you can put a ride anywhere.
And then ride removals, exactly justice. Wonderland is due for some.
I don't think we're going to get any in a long time.
I can't believe some of these are like, how do I word this politely? Some of them are like that grandparent that's just clung on to life a little too
You
long.
need to just pull the plug. What if they're like viewed as historic now? They're like museum pieces.
Like Riptide right now is literally, it's not even that old, but Riptide's like, help me.
The ride doesn't work anymore.
That thing's ready to
Could you
go.
imagine a Scream and Swing there?
Ready to go.
Riptide's literally like, I need love. Just
No
pull the
one-
plug.
Yeah, it needs to go.
Just do it.
Turn it into paper clips.
I'm pretty sure Wonderland doesn't get you wet anymore because the water is damaging the ride even more.
That probably is it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I like that. Remove Speed City. Get rid of that too.
100%. All right. Let's react to another new ride, a POV for Exodius at Thorpe Park. It gets good, guys.
Oh, it already
The
looks
UK's
good.
tallest roller coaster.
How 236 feet tall?
And it's mock. Look at those restraints. The seats. Oh.
You know what I love about the mock hyper style is that they do inversions with a lap bar.
That's sick.
Like, that's cool.
Oh.
Look at that. That's sideways airtime right there. And then how it transitions into that roll.
That's ridiculous.
Can you imagine Wonderland building something like this?
Oh, this would 100% be the top attraction in the park.
Oh, yes, guys. We're going to... we delayed our trip by a week because the rides weren't open.
We're gonna talk. Oh, we can talk about that.
Oh, yeah. We'll go back and talk. No, we'll talk. Craig will be hosting the live stream while we're away.
There you go.
Craig is just
You're all gonna
reviewing
die.
he's just reviewing pens.
I got you guys. Don't worry. Just give me the count.
Oh dear God. Can you imagine?
I got you guys.
Has it finished yet? Did we talk and like?
think-
oh yeah, it
yeah,
did.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so what's your opinions, Craig? GP.
It's a big blue ride. Is it Leviathan?
I,
Oh, it looks pretty sick. The sideways airtime hill looks like it's gonna be
yeah.
a really cool event.
Yeah.
We don't really have anything at all that feels like that. Just in general,
That's true.
because that's close to what I guess.
It does it
an
a couple
RMC.
times. Yeah.
Like,
It looks like
who
RMC
else
took over
does-
Mock for the
yeah,
day.
Who else does anything close to that?
Yeah. This looks better than an RMC.
But to me, Mock and Intamin look the same. Like,
Oh,
exactly
it's
the same.
Exodus. I pronounced it wrong. It's Exodus, right? Am I saying it right now?
Yeah, you know, like Genesis, Exodus.
We don't worry. We knew what you were saying. Okay, what do you think of it?
I just burped. It looks amazing. It looks amazing.
Do you think this would be a good fit for Wonderland?
I think that it would be an amazing fit for Wonderland, but I think that some of the old timers at Wonderland would never eye something like this. They're like, oh,
Say B&M on it!
no! They're the roller coaster tycoon characters in The Office. Like Cedar Fair sends in their recommendations, and then they're like, oh, it's not B&M, it's not Mondial, it's not art engineering.
Not us! What are we
Oh, it works! It works! It works! No, we need something problematic that we cannot paint for years, decades.
Yeah, we need something with a long paint life.
Oh my goodness! I could just picture their meetings. Like, so they're all in the office, and they're like, "We should do a reenactment." Well, because we're gonna start. We're gonna start doing reenactments. We have a whole segment coming up. We have to order our wigs. We're gonna play annoying like snobby girls to make fun of what some people in the community think we are. So we're gonna mock ourselves. We're gonna put a play on us. So it'll be like those you guys like those Wonderland reviews. It's gonna be essentially that. Like we're gonna do skits at Wonderland. We're gonna do skits like where we're literally like being Karens about something at Wonderland. We're gonna be mocking. It's gonna be good. And then when you guys see the vlog we're filming, we're gonna do a new vlog style. You'll get to be a part of one at Wonderland. But we're gonna start it on this trip. It's filmed like The Office, so it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. We're trying to elevate our content and be a little more funny now that we're stepping into our comfort zone. Surya has a large hate for RMC that is not deserved.
No! Yes!
Who keeps getting Snapchat notifications?
Not me.
I don't think it's me. Or streaks. They're about to expire.
Nice.
So, I think this would be extremely successful at Wonderland because, again, it's like something we've never seen before, you know, at the park. It's going to be a hypercoaster that does inversions. It's going to be fast. You know, it has these awesome, comfortable trains, but you're still experiencing these forces like no other ride does at the park.
You guys are hearing noises then because there's no notifications going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I'm sure I don't... Like, Copperhead's capacity is pretty decent, so, you know, it's going to have the capacity. So I think this would be an amazing fit for Wonderland.
Yeah, this is like chef's kiss. Like if I like picture it right now. Okay, we're sitting. Wonderland's about to make their announcement, and we're expecting like Copperhead Strike, and then it's just like Velocicoaster on the screen, or it's like this on the
Oh, I
screen.
would die.
Oh, I'd be Wonderland's biggest fan. I'd be like, their French fries are delicious. Their chicken sandwiches that have too much mayo and the mushiest tomato are great. The service at the park, that front gate taking 2 hours to get in, it's phenomenal. I've never had better experience.
Manger!
Apparently people are hearing it. Are you guys pranking us? No, they're pranking us. We heard it again.
Blip.
It's not my phone. I'm on silent.
Just play it on the. Play
I'm
it
on silent too because everyone was hearing it
Oh.
last time. Is it the fan?
We can screen record and send it to you guys.
Play it back.
So some guy who was just at King's Dominion today says the ride looks ready. So this is good news. I-305 should be open next week, and he says it looks like it's ready to go.
Yeah, if
So
it's sitting on the brake run,
yeah.
that means it had to have done a circuit.
What are y'all hearing that I'm not? Y'all are playing. They're in Discord right now. They're in Discord, and they're playing a prank on
Oh,
us.
they 100% are.
But then I trust Jasmine.
Oh, wait a minute.
I think it's...
Poster on the screen, or it's like this on the screen.
Oh, but-
Wonderland's biggest fan. I'd be like,
Oh, that was a Snapchat sound.
No, it's...
You didn't hear that? That was just a
No,
Snapchat.
but they're that beeping noise.
The mushiest tomato are great. The service at the park, that front gate.
That...
That's another
Yeah,
Snapchat
it's like a
sound.
beep sound. It's like an audio, you know when you have static and it cracks?
No, that's a Snapchat
That's
noise.
a Snapchat beep.
That's the Snapchat noise.
That...
Is it
that-
like connected to my?
Is it like a static sound?
You know what
sharp
it
static
is?
sound?
It's a Discord notification. My computer's picking up the Discord notifications, I think. Is it happening? Can someone type and see if you hear it? Wonderland's about to make their announcement, and we're expecting like Copperhead Strike, and then it's just like Velocicoaster on the screen. Oh, it's the video when I was screen recording. Oh, yeah, I got a message from Grace Peacock, and then I got a Snapchat from Brayden, and that's that. It's probably picking up those notification noises.
That's hilarious. It's been looping every time this video loops.
Yeah, every time. That's
actually funny.
Oh, I remember that too because I Grace's thing, and then.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, okay. So, do we have anything else? Oh, we want to talk about the trip. Let's go back to.
Wait, there's one more thing you missed too. Before I go to the bathroom.
Oh, Behemoth, right?
No, okay. There's two more things. What about Surya's corner of things he brought in?
Oh yeah, we do that at the very end.
Oh.
And then we go to the hangout.
Oh.
Do you watch the podcast?
I'm here. The last time I was here, you guys did it at the start. It was
Yeah.
the first thing we did.
No, it
Surya's
wasn't. We've
thing.
never done it the first thing.
He's above the clouds.
It's okay.
No, I could
He's
have
on
swore.
cloud 9.
I could have swore last
Can
night.
I be on cloud 9?
I want to be down.
Everyone's like, serious? Look what you did now. Look what you did. They all want his item. You know what? Show the item and then we'll talk.
Yeah, 'cause
What are
supposed-
the items? There are 3
These are
items.
cool.
These
yeah,
are pretty cool.
that's what I'm saying.
So, kind of confusing,
I gotta
but
get
just
back.
bear with me for this first one. So, for the wheel assembly, you have a wheel carrier, the wheel bogie, and then the wheel pivot. So what the wheel pivot is, it's at the very top of the chassis, and it's basically a big cylinder that spins around, and it houses the wheel bogie, which then fits the wheel assembly, the wheel carrier. So this right here, this bolt is from Leviathan. I don't know if you want to hold that. And that locks the wheel pivot to the wheel bogie for one wheel carrier. It's made out of titanium. It's fairly light for its size, but it is incredibly strong. It's a very important part. You know, these are high stress, low failure parts, which means they experience a lot of force, but they're rated for so much pressure that it's very rare for it to fail, and it is an extremely important component of the wheel assembly. Now, we have, I'm going to show these two side by side. You know what one of them is. You know what this is. This is the locking bolt for Dragster's catch car where it interacts with the train, right? So it slides onto the pin and it locks onto the pin, securing the ride vehicle to the dog. And then you have this. So this is the exact same thing, but for Leviathan. So this secures the chain dog on Leviathan in row 7 onto the train.
Me, you, width-wise, before you can make any joke.
Something else too. So I just want to show you guys the difference here. So this nut for Leviathan pretty much has to carry the entire weight of the train, if you want to hold that. 30,000 pounds of weight is resting on this nut while it's going up the train.
How?
Because it's titanium.
I am Titan. Oh.
And this is the Dragster version, because Dragster had a launch, very powerful launch. You can see the size difference. You can see the thickness difference. This would have to experience about 15 to 20 times more force than that would, just because of that acceleration. So these are very simple, very critical parts that no one would even think of. You wouldn't even know that these parts are on the train, but It's pretty cool. And just in case, no, I did not steal them. I won them at an Ace event.
Guys, he did show. So a lot of people are accusing you of showing the. This is the part he showed last week. He brought it to show the comparison.
Yeah, because
That's why. So this is the new part. This is the part he's showing a comparison.
And they do the exact same thing, just on different rides.
Yeah, this is to hold Surya when he's on the ride, and this is to hold me.
Oh, yeah? So it's all titanium, very expensive, very
I was playing with these
custom.
for half an hour before, remember?
Now, that part, I'm not saying it's more generic, but it's more easily to come by, that part. But this part here is a little more custom because it does have to deal with a lot more forces. So it's fluted, it's riveted.
This is titanium, not just hardened steel.
That's titanium.
Damn.
It's all titanium, that's just painted black to match with the dog.
Aw, thanks, Phoenix.
So were these used? Or were these just like parts been...
All of these were used.
used,
Everything
okay,
here has
okay,
been
okay.
used.
God, Wonderland keeps them in really good shape then.
That one's Cedar Fairs.
Oh,
Cedar
That's
Points.
Cedar Points.
yeah. This one. Can't say the same for this one, but, you know.
Well, so the thing is, guys, why titanium is used a lot, because one, it has an incredibly high tensile strength, meaning it is slightly flexible, but it's less prone to cracking, it's less prone to deformation, but it's also weatherproof, right? It's corrosion resistant, titanium doesn't rust. It's very good in dealing with magnetic flux, meaning that it's hard to magnetize, so if these parts are near magnets, like let's say for the brakes, it won't affect it. So it's a very versatile material, and it pretty much helps improve the longevity of the part. So not everything. A lot of things are a mixture of machined aluminum, like the chassis will be aluminum. A lot of the bolts are high-strength steel, but then a lot of those specialty components like this will be made out of exotic metals like titanium, tungsten, stuff like that.
So I love Neil. He's on Twitter. He's a really smart man. It always amazes me how Vortex works. Imagine all of the weight it has to take and bank the corners the way it does. It amazes me how cars don't come off the bogies. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, and it's really cool, Neil, that you bring that up, because that's a suspended coaster. So when you think of a regular traditional roller coaster, you're sitting on it, right? Like the track and everything, the ride is resting on the track. But on a suspended coaster, you're hanging there. So those wheels are taking so much force. But it's basically the same thing. It's the materials that you use, the shape of the material, and where you place the material, right? So I don't know what Vortex's bogie assembly looks like. Like, I know it's more squared off, but the inner workings, so I would assume it's very similar. You have the lock nuts, but they're probably, you know, a high-strength steel or titanium. There could be multiple of them. The closer you place two lock nuts together, the more tensile strength you develop for the whole unit, because there's less surface area and there's less distance the force has to travel, so maybe they're closer together. It's all stuff like that, right? That's where the engineering and design of the ride really comes in.
And it's an old ride. That's impressive.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Although it had a lot of flaws before
When
it
they
became...
designed them, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
El Toro
they-
Ryan's video.
Yeah, that's
That's a good video. And, you know, again, they had so much trial and error with arrows, right? Like, look at the one in Japan they got rid of. Look at the one at Kings Island. So that's how a lot of these things start, right? It's trial and error. Like, you know, it's really unfortunate, but you see in the older days, maybe if there's more accidents or something, but you know what, you learn from that and you realize, okay, instead of using aluminum, we're going to use titanium. Instead of making it shaped like a square, we'll make it shaped like a triangle, so on and so on. Instead of using, you know, urethane, we'll use nylon.
It's crazy that they could design stuff like that when they didn't have computers to run simulate. Like, they
Yeah,
had
it
to
was-
run the
yeah.
simulations, physically run the simulation.
Yeah, they would have to build scale models, and that's where trial and error comes from,
ridiculous.
right?
Because their original scale model, those things were supposed to be intense, crazy, doing inversions and all that.
No, just these three items.
Neil, check out El Toro Ryan on YouTube. Honestly, like, if you want to know all this information about rides like that, he does this series called
Problematic coasters.
Problematic
Yeah,
Coasters.
yeah,
It's
problematic
insane the
coasters.
amount of information. He's an engineer like Surya. You should do like a similar thing for Wonderland's rides. Like, you really
Yeah, I
should.
think
Yeah.
We'll start.
You'd be the only one that would be able to come out with that kind of content for Wonderland. It would be amazing.
New year, new us, better content. December, yes, we need a B&M invert at Wonderland stat.
Oh my god, I was so zoned out there.
Yeah, hi.
Hello, Brendan. This is our stream.
Oh my god, we did an hour and a half. We've been doing only an hour lately. Okay, so let's talk about
You guys had your trip in Behemoth. It's a bright to mention still.
So we'll talk about Behemoth. So Behemoth is having a lot of work done to it. A lot of work. It had its gearbox serviced. I'm starting to think that maybe B&M forced this, because I remember I had heard that the gearbox was forced on Wonderland. Now I'm starting to think that these aren't broken gearboxes, that this was B&M being like, well, what happened to Leviathan? Let's prevent that. We know the problem.
And you know what? I just thought of this. So look at the panic the park was in, right? Because they even told us for the ACE event, like they were calling, they were reaching out to everyone, and it just so happened a park in Florida had one. So they used that up, right? Like they were so gracious to give it to us. So imagine if Behemoth's blue and they need to find a gearbox. Well, guess what? Wonderland already took the only one in North America. So what would happen then? And yeah, it makes sense, like you said. Maybe B&M is like, you know what? You need to do a little preventative maintenance, because if something, God forbid, like that happens again, you know what? The ride's down for the summer.
Yeah.
And imagine Behemoth closed at Wonderland for a whole season.
Oh,
That's
my
that's
Lord.
unacceptable.
But where was I going to go with the Behemoth thing now? I forgot where I wanted to go with this story.
I don't know.
I know
We
I
just
planned
learned
it
about at
before
the
the
start of
stream.
the
Oh my
stream.
goodness.
Maybe if we remember, you could talk about it a bit in the hangout. or
The
save
hangout?
it
Okay,
for
we'll
next
talk
week.
about it, the hangout, or talk about it next week. I had something I wanted to talk about Behemoth.
It's in the thumbnail.
I do want to say, if like they feed the chain, that's something I would always want to see, is them feed a chain, because it's like this crazy mechanism.
I think it's already in. So in my construction update, you can see a guy down at the gearbox where I guess he's down there, and I can see something moving. I don't know if he was doing something, but there was a guy down there, and there was like this kind of motion. So
Because that would be so cool to watch them feed the chain into that machine.
all right, let's talk about our trip. Sorry, Craig.
No worries, man.
I am... Okay, no, you know what? Brendan, yeah, let's talk about our trip. How long have you wanted to go to Busch Gardens Williamsburg for?
A really long time.
What is it about Busch Gardens Williamsburg that you want to go there for?
For Bolton.
For Bolton. So, what are your expectations? You know what? Yeah, tell everyone. What are your expectations for the park?
High, because it's the most beautiful park in North America, or the most beautiful park in the world.
According to Golden Ticket Awards, it constantly wins that.
I'm gonna love it. The food, I looked at all the menus. It's a little underwhelming in my opinion for that kind of a park. I expected more, to be honest. I think it's too German. Yeah, like and Wonderland does good German food. Remember, they do. Remember when they do that German? They do the good sausage.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and then they have the poutine, kind of. They have the fries with. They don't call it poutine there, but they're serving poutine.
They have chicken parmesan.
I've never been a fan of chicken parmesan, but I'm gonna like the pasta.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like. There's one place that serves a lot of meat. I'm gonna like there.
And pretzels.
King's Dominion looks good. They
Yeah,
have a
King-
similar
yeah.
restaurant to Lazy Bear Lodge. That looks good. You get 2 sides and a thing with them. I think. Again.
Yeah.
But they have the potatoes like Cedar Point. Their meat looked disgusting. It was pink. I saw Ryan posted in Discord, and I was like, "That's not cooked."
That probably tastes really good.
Oh, it was disgusting.
It's supposed to be. I know what he's most excited for about the trip, and it's not for Bolton. It's actually Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah, I am. I've been like, okay, guys, I've never been more committed to losing weight in my life. Like, you can vouch for this.
Yep.
I am eating all natural, like, just thing, and I'm shedding weight, like, so fast. Like, what, 3 weeks ago? I had, like, still, like, on the trip to thing, I had, like, a really puffy face. I could hardly walk. Like, it's improved so much. So this trip, I'm, like...
Focus.
So I want to go to Outback Steakhouse. I want to, like, eat, like a pig. I want to, like, drink like there's no tomorrow. But, yeah, I'm losing weight quick because, like, I'm in the 30s now.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, which is insane. But yeah, no, I'm really doing this. I'm committed. I even bought my old sunglasses because some people were commenting like those glasses were you when I switched to the new ones. People were like, no, the old ones were so you. Like,
What happened to those new ones?
they broke.
Oh yeah.
Because they were like $100.
Okay, what are your Okay, this is going to be a selfish question that I want to know from you, but only because it's my favorite steel coaster. What are you going into I-305 thinking?
I'm
Honest,
scared.
honest.
I'm scared. Like, truthfully, I'm scared.
Why are you scared?
Because all the horror stories of people coming into the station blacked out, and the fact that people literally don't line up for this ride, and that's a problem. Like,
Did you see the picture I posted on my story on the Saturday crowds there for I-305?
Yeah.
With no wait.
I have a feeling I'll end up liking it. And with the weight loss, maybe I'll be able to ride it
handle
better
it
than,
more.
yeah. But yeah.
Anything else you're looking forward to?
Twisted Timbers now, because the people that were just there said it's amazing.
Like, yeah, it's better than Steel Vengeance.
So I'm excited. Zach and Ryan, sorry, not the people, but we're going to Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, and King's Dominion, Whiskey Jack.
And we are going to be at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg until 9, so we are going to have a chance for night rides. Not too many, but still pretty cool.
Call them by their names. Okay, calm down there. Calm down
Oh my
there.
god.
Brennan's starting to look thin. I know, I'm trying really hard, guys. Like, I'm trying. I got really severely brokenhearted, and that saying, I guess, when you get really brokenhearted, you change everything about yourselves. Like, yeah.
It's a true thing.
Yeah.
Hi, Gemma.
It's been hard on me. But someone asked if I'm working out. I work out lightly. So I get 10,000 steps a day. I do over 10,000, and I'm on a huge calorie deficit. So I'm eating around 1,600 to 1,800 calories a day. I know that's low, but I have a lot of fat storage that my body can use as a reserve, and that's probably why it's coming off quickly. I am making sure that whenever I feel faintish, I eat. So I am watching my body, and my body knows when I need to eat, and I'm eating when I need to eat. But yeah. How about you?
What am I most looking forward to the trip?
Yeah.
Oh, I love
Going back, I guess. Like,
yeah, like I've been to those parks quite a few times. Busch Gardens Williamsburg is in my top 5 favorite parks. It is such a beautiful park. Just everything, the rides, like Alpengeist, it's in my top 5 favorite steel coasters. Like Alpengeist just brings it. Like that first drop, going into that vertical loop, like you are going so fast on an inverted train. I really like the food at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. I like the atmosphere, all the different themed areas, the music, that's pretty cool. And their ride lineup is, like I said, stellar. You have Alpengeist, a great B&M Hyper, or a great B&M Invert. What's there? Apollo's Chariot, great B&M Hyper, Pantheon, Verbolten, Invader, like all these really top quality rides. And obviously for King's Dominion, there's really only one ride there that, well, no, 2. Twisted Timbers is good. I like that more than Steel Vengeance. But I-305, man, that ride just brings it, like, even when you walk into the park, when you walk into that plaza and you stare at it, we've all seen Leviathan Giga Coaster, so the height's nothing special. But when you see that angle of going up the lift hill and then the angle coming down, it almost looks like Dragster's top hat from a certain perspective. And then you see the ride, how fast it goes and low to the ground. Like, it's just jaw dropping. That something can go that fast and still stay on the track.
It's like driving with him.
So yeah, I-305. That's my baby.
Yeah, that's true, Kimberly. Just get a Marine Land Pass and you lose weight. We are getting a Marine Land Pass.
Getting Marine Land passes?
Yeah, might as well.
I think it's only $50. You don't even have fast lane over there.
Oh, you know what? I might actually not this year.
Yeah, what the fuck's up?
They don't have anything new. I might just... It'll be better to stay at Wonderland.
We'll go once.
Well, okay, we'll see how it is. If Wonderland's as crazy as we think it is, even with Fastlane, then yeah, maybe Marineland will be a nice break here and there. But...
Gripper!
You put it on my desk. No, I don't actually care. What are you in your 30s? You look fabulous. Oh, thank you.
I know I look fabulous.
He was talking about me. No, he's talking about Craig. Craig is 34.
It looks like it.
You know it.
Craig, you
look like Pedro
He looks like
Pascal.
Scream, like as if. Like,
oh yeah, your ghost face.
Yeah, your ghost face.
For free.
I know people think I'm 24. That's usually the age I get. That's my dad. My dad was like 50 and he looked like he was 30. Yeah. In my 20s. Thank you. We're not going to talk about my age though.
The driving should be fun. It's like a 9.5-hour drive to the hotel.
Nice. What?
That's my treat in the car. I'm getting myself a bag of potato chips. I think I'm going to get the family size, because I'm a whole family still at heart. Bring Mike a bit closer to you guys as well. I think you're... Oh, is the mic dying? It's literally right in front of us.
It shouldn't be, because look at the bar.
Yeah, the bar is still... Oh, yeah, we're peaking, even. I thought Craig was like 19. You are 19, aren't you? Or 20?
34.
Are you 19 or 20?
20.
Oh, yeah, he's 20.
I'll be 21.
Oh, my God, that happened so quick.
I know, I was 16.
Weren't you 15 when I first met you? Like, first met you?
Was it that? Oh, yeah, I would have been that season when I'm probably 15.
Oh, my God. How old is my channel? 6 or 7 years old, then?
I think 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro, you started that channel years and years.
Oh, my goodness.
We've just all been on pause.
It's quiet.
Is the volume on?
You sound fine. Okay, so I don't know what's going on because like we didn't change anything. I don't know if we are talking less. Maybe because we're exhausted. It's an hour and 35 minutes in. We need a little break. But I think that's it, right, for this stream. We're gonna do the hangout session, guys.
Yes.
So we're gonna go pee, eat
Fudgios.
something. I have Fudgios if you're feeling
You
a
got
little sick.
food?
Well, I have food I can't eat, so I'd like you to eat it, so I don't eat it. The luxuries of where I work. I have candy galore.
Jeez, it's from where you work?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll eat it.
Um,
I'll definitely eat it.
That darn traffic outside of DC, though.
No. So yeah, the DC traffic's terrible, but we won't be pulling into DC
I
till
don't
like
think
9.
it'll be
Oh,
anything
sorry,
worse
it's harder to hear.
We won't be pulling into DC until 9, but I know exactly what you mean. And DC's so confusing. Like where I-95 starts, and like you have to go through all those interchanges, and then by the Capitol, like it's wait till you think
Oh,
our
guys,
highways a
Kahoot
mess.
was supposed to start next weekend, but I totally forgot we're not going to be here for it now. Kahoot was next weekend. I didn't set up the account or anything
And
yet.
we're not postponing the trip anymore.
Kahoot's expensive, guys. I'm gonna still do it, but
Wait,
Kahoot.
what? You have to pay for Kahoot?
Yeah, it's $80.
What?
Yeah, it's gonna cost me $80 a month. I think. Either a permanent or a month. You guys can correct me.
Okay, we'll look this up in the meantime.
Yeah, but I'm gonna do it. Because I promised you guys and I want to do it. But this channel is expensive. I had to buy this, which was like $130 last minute charge. And then now I'm gonna do Kahoot. Don't do it if it's 80. No, I'm still gonna do it at least 1 month. At least 1 month before Wonderland opens. It makes sense. Well, look, I'll buy it for 1 month, and because we're not.
Yeah, bro,
and
I'm
then
telling you, Kahoot's supposed to be free. That was the whole point of Kahoot before.
it was, but then it got popular, and then they.
I think during the pandemic, like
No
Kahoot's
way.
free if you have like 5 to 15 people, but we like there could potentially be like 100 people. So, but yeah, don't worry. I'm gonna do it regardless. It'll be in April now, so we'll do like a countdown to Wonderland opening, and then we have a little surprise mid-April, maybe third week April.
oh, I'm excited.
Yeah.
That's it with that.
Okay, so we're gonna go. We'll come back as a hangout, and you guys can pick our mind all you want. And yeah, can we have a hint? No. I'm sorry. I feel bad because I feel bad because I like Neil a lot too. You guys will see. You'll see. Yes, April 30th is Season Pass Holders Day, but Siri and I have a little surprise.
Pass Holders Day is April 30th.
Mm-hmm.
That's tall.
Get your all season fast lane.
I'll
dude.
get my fast lane.
Yes. Yes, this is Craiga.
No,
I
I don't know who that is.
He grew a mustache. All right. We'll be back to the hangout. I keep delaying. I'm so sorry. Thank you for joining us for the podcast.
This was fun. This was a longer one
It
too. This
a
was
long one,
nice.
yeah.
He needs his little...
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Smoke break.
Bye, guys. We'll be
Bye.
right